All right, good morning, everybody. Another round of coffee and questions. And what I'm going to talk about today, I ended up getting as a gift, and I got it at a pretty good price, a little bit less than what you see here in the advertisement. This is the Husky 27-inch wide by 19-inch deep, two-door toolbox with a drawer, one drawer. And I mean, it's got really good reviews. You know, it comes 338 reviews, comes back 4.5 stars. Lots of positive things to say, really nothing a lot negative. And I wanted to use this because, like I say, and you'll hear me say it again throughout the video, I work out of a garage. So for me, things have got to be kind of on wheels. I've got to have things mobile. And I just wanted a little place to do like smaller projects where I can, you know, quickly move it outside and maybe video a little bit easier. So anyway, I went ahead and got this, or somebody, like I said, had gotten it for me. It showed up. I'm going to change the video. I'm going to go out to the garage. Let's open it up. Let's take a look and let's go over it. Here we go. Okay, folks, here's what I got. I got this Husky black 27-inch one drawer, two door project center. All welded steel construction, 8,203 cubic inch tool capacity, work surface with 4 bend part organizer. Includes 20-inch pegboard, 4.5 by 1.5 casters, supports 600 pounds, integrated power strip with 4 outlets, 2 USB ports, cord storage hooks. Dimensions, 27 inches wide, 19 inches deep, and 54 inches high. I'm going to spare you the unboxing. I'll be back with you as soon as we get it out of the box. Okay, folks, so I'm back. It took me about 30 minutes to put this together. What happens is the pegboard backing, it folds up. There's a little screw that's holding it down onto the actual box. You just unscrew it. It's on a hinge, it flips straight up and down, and you have a couple of angle brackets. It comes with everything that you need, all of the bolts. It comes with a hex head wrench. You could have done it faster maybe than me and used other tools. I decided I want to see how long it takes me just using what came with, you know, the Husky box. So I just used their Allen wrenches, 2 different sizes on 2 different ends. Anyway, it went together quick. I put the handle on, which you see over on the far right, and I'm going to give you a little close-up view of that here in a second. Then it's got the power strip on the side, of course. It's got the drawers. The only other thing, it took me a little bit. I had to set it on its back, and I had to put the casters on, and there's 4 little bolts with an Allen head on it, and I had to put each one of those 4 bolts on, and I found it faster to go ahead and start them by hand, get them all the way down, then snug them up with the Allen wrench. Be careful, don't over tighten these. I mean, you could easily strip these out. I saw a comment where somebody said, well, they're kind of junk because it's stripped when they were tightening it down real snug. Okay, snug it, don't over tighten it, and you're totally fine. You over tighten it and then you criticize what the directions told you exactly not to do. So I'm going to spin this around. Let's take a look, and I'll give you a close-up of what the side looks like where the power strip is. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. This is where the handle is, this is where the power strip is, and there's a place you'll see on the far right, a round hole where the power cord from the inside comes out. Let's see. Okay, so I zoomed in pretty good. Here's the power cord where it comes out. It's got quite a bit of length to it. It goes out quite a ways. You got a reset button, 1, 2, 3, 4 outlets, and you have 2 USB ports. Now, I didn't think about the USB ports when I bought it, but that's kind of cool to have. The other thing is it has right here for an extension cord, you can actually take an extension cord and move it like this, or this cord. You can do it the same way. Depends on what you want to do. But that's pretty slick, I think. I like it. It keeps things a little bit more organized for me. Now I'll pan back around and let's take a look at the inside of the drawers. Okay, here it is again. I opened the drawer. Let me zoom in a little bit and I'll show you. Okay, there's the drawer open. There's no drawer liner in it. You could pick that up out at Harbor Freight easy enough. I'll try to remember to leave the link below. It has a Husky mat on top. It's all right. It's sufficient for me, and it comes with 2 keys that you see right there. And it's got some fish line that's holding it on right now. I haven't clipped it off. Let me go ahead and open up the bottom cabinet, and I'll zoom in and I'll show you that. Okay, here you'll see I opened up the cabinet doors. It's got a decent amount of storage in there for, a small mobile cart. Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me see how that works. Okay, and right there, and you'll see it has a locking latch and a key, that'll fit. The same key fits both the drawer up above and the cabinet below. And you shut the one on the left first, then shut the one on the right, then put the key in, turn it, voila, it's locked. Okay, so I'm going to pan back around and we'll talk about it for a second, and I'll see if I can answer some questions. But that's kind of like a brief overview of it. Okay, let's just jump into the questions and answers. The first one relates to the power cord. Is it a cheesy, flimsy one? No. It's a nice, thick power cord. Comes out that hole like I showed you there on the side on the far right, and you can wrap it around. There's where you see here in the picture, there's a couple of clips where you can wrap an extension cord around it, or the cord that comes with it, pull it out far enough, and you can wrap it around there a couple of times. But it's a good cord. What kind of screws do they use? I looked at the literature. It's 5mm, hex head. But they give you the wrench that comes with it. And like I told you, it took me about 30-45 minutes, and I didn't use any other tools other than what Husky provided. I wanted to see how long it would take me just using what came in the box. But anyway, yeah, it's 5mm and the wrench is there. Actually, there's a feed store here in town where they sell like real super thick matting for like the inside of horse stalls. I just bought a small section, and that's what I'll use for there. I use that on my other toolboxes. It's super thick. But, buy whatever you think will work for you. There's a complaint. Somebody said, the casters, when you put them on with those long, hex heads, it doesn't come with lock washers. Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you spend the 20 cents and buy lock washers if it bothers you? I put this together, put them on. Look, it tightens up plenty secure. If I start to have a problem, it's not going to be that hard to buy, 16 lock washers. So I don't know. I don't see it as a big deal. But anyway, no, there's no lock washers. Can we talk about the wheels? Now, the wheels are an area of criticism online. They said they're cheap plastic, like hard plastic wheels. Yeah, they are. But you know what? They work fairly well. I have a concrete shop floor. I think they work fine. Now, downstream, if I have to, you can go out to Harbor Freight. You can buy really good, I think it's polyethylene or something like that, wheels, where, you can buy much better quality wheels. Just be careful what you're buying out at Harbor Freight, but they do sell, much better casters. Somebody said, well, I shouldn't have to do that. And I go, well, it's $70. It works really well for right now. And when I have a problem with them, I don't mind swapping them out, for 4 others, because the mounts are standard. But yeah, I understand your criticism on the wheels, but I don't think it's a big issue, right off the bat. How are the drawer slides? Okay, well, this isn't a snap-on toolbox, but they slide in and out fine, and I don't have any problem. I think the drawer slides are fine for what it is. Cabinet doors open and close fine. Everything, is quick, easy assembly. Overall, no, I just think it's a great value for the money. I don't know what to tell you past that for $70. A couple of criticisms, but they're easy workarounds. But it's up to you. The cabinet doors can flex easy when the cabinet door is locked. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not a super sturdy lock, but I'm not going to, be down there, forcefully trying to open it. And I'm not somewhere where I got to worry about somebody breaking into it. So for me, it's not an issue. But if for you, if it is, I don't know, you might want to look around for another cabinet. Like I said, $70, this works perfect for me. What are they rated at? Well, they're rated at 600 pounds. How many keys do you get with it? Well, it's like I showed you in the video. You get 2 keys. One that locks that top drawer, the other locks the cabinet. Now, everybody complained, you have this little cheap metal tab in that bottom cabinet, that comes up and locks it, and anybody pulling on it hard enough or with a strong enough screwdriver can pop that lock. Yes, it is an inexpensive, cheap lock. If you don't want to use it, don't. I didn't buy it for its locking ability because I have it in my garage. So I understand, that, you're saying it's nothing that's like super secure, but I don't know. To me, that's not a big deal whether or not somebody wants into your toolbox bad enough, I guess they can get into it. And I don't know. That just doesn't bother me that much. I don't know what to say on the topic. Yes, it's a cheap, flimsy lock, but it does work. On the side, no, it's like I said, it's got 4 receptacles and 2 USB ports. I didn't think about the USB ports, but I suppose if you want to charge your phone while you're out in the workshop, there you go. Somebody made a comment, the cabinet door magnet that's on the inside when you go to shut it, it's kind of a weak magnet. You know what I did? I did this on another project out at Harbor Freight for $1 when they put them in those big bends. You can get these rare earth magnets or whatever. I brought one home. It was like a bar. I snapped it in half. I put a drop of thick CA glue. You could use epoxy, I suppose. I tacked it up on where the other one was. That sucker holds, real tight now. Should you have to do that? No. But if it bothers you, then that's an easy solution. You just get one of those little, magnets and just put it up on there. It's $1, no big deal. Couple minutes, to put it on. But again, should you have to do it? No, but it's an easy workaround. It really is. And it doesn't stop me. Right now, I don't have that on there, and my cabinet door is open and shut fine. And yeah, it's not holding it super tight, but it's sufficient for around the house general purpose use. So no big deal to me. What do I think of the little bends that are between, that pegboard and the top of the Husky? They're good for putting parts, little nuts, bolts, things like that. I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, really. I mean, if you're working on smaller stuff, I mean, these 4 little bends across the top, I think they're going to come in real handy, actually. So, no, I kind of like it, to be honest with you. Okay, the next question relates to the top. Now, the top of this comes with a decently thick, like little rubber kind of a pad. But I want to zoom in because what we're talking about is the Husky 27-inch piece of wood that you can buy that it can be cut to fit the top of this. So to answer those questions, let me zoom in and show you the top of this a little bit better. Okay, now that's a lot better. And you can see the mat it comes with. It says Husky. And you can see those 4 bins in the back. Now you can buy this 27-inch, wood bench top from out at Home Depot, made by Husky, I guess, or at least, distributed by them. Home Depot will cut it for you. They have a vertical radial arm saw. I don't know how good the blade is on it, but they can cut it down for you if you don't want to cut it yourself. So somebody said, well, if I cut it down and I put it on there and I got this nice wooden top and the pegboard's on there, it also decreases the amount of workspace I have because those 4 bends that are across the top take up some of that. You can also, I think, out of that 27-inch piece, I haven't done it, create that 4-inch wide piece or whatever it is, strip, and set it on there. Okay, now you have that full work area back again, and then all you have to do is pick it up, and then you got your bends, that are accessible, and then set it back down on there when you're done. So, I mean, that was one little slick trick that somebody did online. They were saying, well, you just cut a strip to fit over the top of that, and then there you got your workspace back, and when you want to, you just remove it and you can use the bends. Now that's a really good idea for doing that. Or you say, well, I don't want to spend whatever it is, for the fancy nice wood made by Husky. I don't know how much it is. You'd have to look online. You could also use a piece of 1/2-inch plywood or something shop grade or something like that. Sand it, stain it. Don't do that. Just cut it, drop it on there. Either way, you'd have a nice work surface, and you can cover those bends and uncover them easy enough with that strip of wood. So that's my solution, to your question about, the limited workspace, by putting the wood on there. I know it's too hard to see, with the camera and the zoom, the cord that comes out on the side, on the inside, on the upper part of it, there's a power strip mounted in there. And so that's where it comes out of. And the cord comes out the hole there on the side. That's just kind of how it's put together. But it's up out of the way anyway, to answer your question. I don't know what you mean, but the receptacles are all 3-prong receptacles. I kind of get a kick out of somebody, that makes a comment like this. I'm not going to pick on anybody. Hey, I bought one, I got it home, and the side was dented on it. So I'm only going to give it a 3-star rating. I've got a good idea. Take it back, get another one, And don't drop a negative comment. I mean, these things are shipped, things happen. I'm sure that nobody meant to sell, to sell you a dented box. I don't know what else to tell you. What are my thoughts on the pegboard? It's enough room. I mean, I had to go out and buy, the pegboard hangers from out at Harbor Freight. I think they're like $1.50 a pack. I mean, it's no big deal. What I liked about having to go out and buy them is they have a wide assortment of hangers. So, I mean, you can pick and choose what kind of hangers you want to buy to, to put on the pegboard. And of course, you can always buy more when you're out at Harbor Freight. They certainly are cheap enough, right? So no, it's a good pegboard, I think. If you don't want the pegboard on there, just don't hook it up when you buy one. And, then there was another guy that actually bought 2 of these. So he bought one, he didn't put the pegboard on it. He got the other one and stacked one on top of the other. Not something I would do. I'm not sure how all that worked out for him, but, I don't know what he was trying to create. But if you don't want it on there, just don't put it on there. Relating to the pegboard, when you first get it, the pegboard is collapsed down against the backside of the toolbox, and it's held in there by a screw. You unscrew it, and then that releases the pegboard in order to be able to flip up. Then you have these little diagonal pieces of steel and hex head bolts. You bolt it together, and then that secures it in a vertical way. If you don't want the pegboard, just don't use it, or you're going to have to get used to unscrewing 2 screws on each side and folding it down and bringing it back up. I mean, that's your choice. But that little screw is only meant to hold the pegboard to the back of the unit for shipping reasons. We're talking about when you put the screws in through the casters up into the toolbox itself. Your comments are pretty long and they're kind of deep. Yeah, they are. But if you open up those 2 bottom cabinet doors, yeah, it's a criticism. I read about it online where they stick up, pretty far, and it's kind of annoying. Well, here's a really good idea that I got off of reading, some of the comments. You can take a piece of plywood. Most people used 1/2 inch, cut it square so you can drop it down in there. And what it does, each one of those casters has got 4 bolts that are sticking up fairly far, that's the criticism. And you can drop that 1/2 inch plywood down in there, and you just created a nice bottom shelf. That's what I'm going to end up doing. It's a good idea, but I understand. And it's kind of like more of an annoyance. I mean, I don't know if it's so much a criticism, because actually it's a nice fix just to be able to take, it doesn't have to be 1/2 inch, it's just what other people are using. And you cut it square and you drop it in there, and you've got that bottom shelf, like I said. So I don't know. I mean, you can call it a criticism that the bolts stick up too far, but it's an easy workaround. That's just my opinion on it. Is there matting for the inside of the drawer? No, but you can pick it up out at Harbor Freight or use anything else that you want. I mean, it's not that expensive if you want to roll a matting from out at Harbor Freight. Yeah, I was just reading a comment. Somebody made a comment that actual wood top that Husky sells for, it's $20.97. And you can get that 4-inch strip out of it, because when you buy this one that Husky makes, it has to be cut to size to fit this box. But that excess wood, they said, will cover those little bends in the back. So I didn't know that when I started the video. It was just a comment that I read that somebody had posted. But okay, good to know. Either that or the 1/2 inch plywood. If you have problems, Husky has outstanding customer service, I'm told. I haven't called them. The number is 888-HD-HUSKY. I'll try to drop it below here in the video for you. I haven't had a problem, but I'm told they have outstanding customer service. So give them a call if you got any problems. I haven't had a problem yet, with the one that I bought. Okay, folks, I mean, we pretty much pounded this one, pretty good into the ground. On the review of this. It's a box that I like. I'm glad that I bought it. If I had it to do over, I would definitely buy it again. I think this is a great product that Husky's put out. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comment below. If you got anything else you want to say about the box and you own it, let me know. I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you keep following me. We will do something this weekend coming up, project or some kind of a how-to. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you keep following me. And I want to thank you folks for watching. You folks have a great day. Bye-bye.